Okay, in this video, which is part 3, I'm gonna explain about cases. Okay, how the case is structured, how the leads and clients are structured inside a given case. So let me start off with Python main.py. Okay, so let's go to cases, and the case life cycle of a case obviously starts off with creating a new case. So before that, we can let's see if we have any cases. Okay, so let's click on let's enter 2, and we have the following cases as of now in the database. um, you must have seen these cases when I was explaining the structure of the cases table in the Sherlock database. Okay, and once you select a case, you can drill down to um, operations which can be further carried out on a given case. Okay, so you can enter the case ID. So let's say I would enter case number, or let's say case ID 2, and I can see if there are any clients or if there are any leads. You can delete the case, return to the case menu, return to the main menu, and exit. Okay, let us see if we have any clients. Wow, there seem to be a lot of clients for this case, and they're ordered like this. We have ID2. I mean, this is the when you say ID here, it is the client ID for this particular case. Okay, and you have name, location, URL, phone, and all of that. And so this is what we have, and you can select further operations for a given client. Okay, you can enter the client ID, and you can update a given client, you can delete a client, and return to the case menu, main menu, and all of that. You can add new clients to a given case. We are already in a case. Okay, we are already in a case, and if you add new clients, obviously they will go into this particular case, right? So that's what happens, and these operations are all working. So I don't need, I mean, they're basically, they're self-explanatory. They don't need to be explained further. I mean, they're pretty easy to understand. So I'm gonna go back to the case menu, and let me go to show all cases again, and let me enter the same case ID, and this time I want to see the leads, if there are any leads present for this case. And mind you, the leads also follow the same path that the clients have. Basically the client life cycle as well as the lead life cycle, they are one and the same. It is just that they serve a different purpose altogether. Clients have some physical location, and they are basically the sponsors of a case and all of that. Leads are something that you collect for a given case. Okay, it's the leads are never ending, actually. I would say. And the clients are basically they're usually at the beginning of a case, and that's it. You won't acquire new clients for a given case, right? But you do acquire new leads on a daily basis. So that is the assumption that I'm having, that I'm making rather. And let us see if we have any leads for this case. In fact, we do have some. In fact, we do have one lead, and this is the lead information. You have ID, name, source, description, date known, and I told you while I was describing the database data structure for the I mean, I would say schema structure for a given case, because I mean, obviously this does not make any sense. Date known, it needs to be a proper date, right? But the flexibility, this is like, it offers a lot of flexibility. You can give the date in a format that you would like to I mean there is no format, so to speak. You can give the date known in any which way you want. You can give MMDDYYY like we do in states, or you can say year and then month and then the date, and you can also give the timestamp. Okay, this flexibility will be it's good and it's bad, and it cuts both ways, because it's good because you'll have a lot of flexibility, and it's bad because people don't know in which format we have to give. There is no error checking. They might give any date that they want and all of that, but we are going to fix that in the coming versions, because we would like to like to have people to stick to a particular format, right? And the rank, I told you about the rank in the database schema. It is mentioned as priority, but here in the UI it is mentioned as rank. Both are one and the same. And like I told you earlier, 1 is for the highest priority, 5 is for the lowest priority. Again, there is no error checking. There is no validation or error checking. You might actually give some name or some gibberish value here, and it still would be considered as a valid rank. Okay. And notes, I told you about notes. Notes are something that you are going to take as part of your observation for a given lead. And description is something that the lead himself or herself is mentioning to you, okay, while you are interviewing him or her. It is the notes that you are collecting or recording while the lead is talking to you. Notes is something that it's a collection of your observations for a given lead. And similar to the clients, we do the same thing over here, like add new leads, update a lead, delete a lead, and return to case menu, main menu, and then we'll simply exit. So I'm going to go back to the case menu here again. Let us see if we can create a new case. Enter the name of the case, which is, let's say, SSSSDS, some junk value, some description. And again, it is a civil. I was explaining to you in the database schema. The civil and criminal is not enforced. We are not error checking whether it's a civil or criminal case. It can be anything. So let us go with civil. Okay. Do we have any clients for this case? Yes, we do. Please enter the name of the client. Let us say H1. Enter the client's location or address. Let's say H2. Please enter the website of the client, H3. Enter the phone numbers, H4. Do you want to add another client to this case? No. Do you want to create any leads for this case? Yes. Please enter the lead source. So let's say A1, A2, A3, and when was this lead known? Again, there is no restriction on what we can do here. DD5, let's say 5, 2014. On a scale of 5, lowest priority, I would say 1. Any other pertinent info for this lead? Yeah, you can say A3 or A4. Nope. Yes, this is just a confirmation, and this is new case, right? So again, we are going back to the case menu here. So let us see if the case has been added. Yes, the case has been added, as you can see, with the ID number 4. Let us see if we can see anything related to clients and leads. Yes, so I can see the clients for this case, which is H1, H2, H3, and H4. I would like to go back to the case menu here, and then just go back to the cases, show all cases, select 4, and then select leads. As you can see, the lead information is also shown, the way that we have entered here. Mind you, there is no error checking done. We can always do error checking, but I would I would add that error checking in the web application, because it is a lot easier to do so. In the web application, you can have drop downs and you can select the formats. You can you can apply lots of customization and lots of different ways to enter the data. Okay, that may not be simply possible in the command line application. Okay, so let me go back to the case menu and see what else we have got. Export a case. So let's export a case now. Oh, there seems to be a bug here. There seems to be a bug, and it is we need to update this part. For some reason this is not getting updated. Okay, that is fine. So let's select 4. Case has been exported to Sherlock case for PDF in Sherlock directory. Okay, so let's exit from here and let us see whether that case has been exported or not. Okay, as you can see, this is the case, and the timestamp seems to be quite right, because it is 11:27 and we have just created about a minute ago. That's fine. So this is the case PDF, and you can use any PDF reader like Adobe Acrobat or something, Chrome or something like that, to see the PDF file. Obviously, I would like you to suggest any improvements in the way that case is getting exported. Okay, I've used the most basic way to write the case information, and if you would like to update or make any changes, or please suggest the same, and I would be happy to do so. Let me go back to the Python menu, and I'm going to explain about clusters here. Okay, so how do we create a cluster? It is pretty simple. You enter the name for the cluster and enter the description. Yes, add the cluster to the database. Add another cluster? No. And let's go back to the clusters menu. Show existing clusters. So this is what we have created so far. Just now. Documents present in the cluster, it is basically a heading, and it is simply shows you whether there are any documents in the cluster. As of now, there are no documents. Okay, and the name of the cluster, and when was it created, and any notes related to this cluster. Fine. And this is the show existing clusters option. Let me delete an existing cluster. So cluster ID, cluster name, let's delete the one that we have just created. So enter the cluster ID that we want to delete. Cluster has been deleted successfully. So let's go and see existing clusters again. Nope, the cluster has been deleted. Okay, it had some gibberish name with KLS, LSDS or something like that, so it has been deleted. Edit or update a cluster. So let's update a cluster now. Let's select number 3, add documents to this cluster, remove documents from this cluster, go back to cluster menu. So it is similar to the way that cases menu is presented. Okay, so there's not much of a difference if you look at the case object and the cluster object. They have a similar structure. All the edit, the create, read, update, and delete CRUD operations are almost the same. For all these objects, whether you create, delete, or update, or read, basically all these operations, right? They follow a similar pattern. So there is not much of a difference if you look at from a high level perspective, right? So let's click on add documents to this cluster, I'm sorry, what he did, okay, I made a mistake there. Let me update the cluster, enter the cluster area that I want to update, edit or update. So let's click on this. Let's select 3, add documents to this cluster. Okay, so these are the projects that we have currently, P star and other crazily named projects. We would select the latest project, which is P star 2 and 9. I'm sorry, P star 2